In this video, we are going to talk about 5 things that I like about the Simpson Ghost Bandit Revolt. Yeah. Shout out to all my Puerto Ricans out there. But what's going on, YouTube? BK Low is back in the building. And I already made about a year ago, I already made one video on the Simpson Ghost Bandit, and it was covering some common questions that would usually get asked about the helmet. But a couple folks have asked me to make a video specifically about the Revolt that I picked up in April. So I've been wearing this helmet for quite a while now. I put over 10,000 miles on this helmet, so I think it's enough time for me to tell you the things that I like about it and talk to you a little bit about it. So we're going to talk about 5 things that I like about this helmet. So here we go. Thing number 1 that I like about it is probably the most obvious thing, which is visibility. You guys see it in my videos, but like, it is pretty gnarly to ride out here in Brooklyn and New York City. It's very dangerous. Like, there's nothing but cars, and you know, the reputation of the New York driver is definitely true. It's like the Wild West out here, man. People drive really aggressively, and on a bike, more often than not, people are just not seeing you. So that's why one of the big reasons when this helmet came out that I jumped on it was because it's the first high-vis helmet I've ever seen that actually looks good. And I just love the high visibility aspect, you know? I wonder, ever since I put it on, how many times I've been seen because of this helmet. Yeah, shout out to Knickerbocker. It's popping over here. I'm trying my best to not die out here, so the more visibility I have, you know, the better. You know, I invested a good amount of money in the custom dynamics lights, the bar light, a high-vis headlamp, and these are all things just for visibility. If I could throw it down on a helmet and have it still be a high-quality helmet and have it still look pretty bad, then why not do it? So yeah, love the high visibility. Thing number 2 that I really like about this helmet, and you know that before this I had been rocking the matte black Ghost Bandit for a very long time. I put over 20,000 miles on that helmet, took it cross country, took it all over the place, tested it in every condition. So I knew that helmet very well, and I was really surprised that when I got this helmet, there are actual differences. Even though they're both Ghost Bandits, it's really clear that Simpson had made some improvements to this version of the Ghost Bandit from the one that I had like going on 3 years ago. And it's really strange. It's really hard to pinpoint what it is, but what I could tell you is my black Ghost Bandit, there'd be some days where like if I'm riding with it all day, like putting hours on it, after a while it would get really the top of my head, like my forehead, would start to get like really sore for some reason. And I even after changing the liner and like changing stuff out, I couldn't figure out what it was. And then when I switched to this helmet, which again, it's the same exact model, that never happened again. So it kind of makes me wonder what the improvements were that Simpson made so for me to have these two very different experiences with this helmet. So this one, like, you know, you might call me crazy for saying it, but this version of the helmet is just way more comfortable than my standard matte black Simpson. So I like the improvements that the company made to comfort. Okay, so thing number 3 that I really like about the Simpson Revolt is I really like that it's a limited quantity, and I really like that they only made like 500 or whatever, and like that's it, it's done. I like companies that do that. Like I like Dixon Flannel because they do that. I like when there's like uniqueness to like products that companies make, and Simpson definitely does that. So like I like that I have something that again just like has some uniqueness to it. I think it's really cool that Simpson does that, because like most companies are not going to do that. It's like, hey, you have something that's selling good, they're usually just going to keep producing more and more. But Simpson like respects the integrity. If one of these drops and like you like it, my advice is like jump on it immediately, you know? And like you could still get this helmet. I don't think they completely sold out of it, because to be honest with you guys, I think a lot of people can't pull this off and feel like they can't pull off a high-vis helmet. Like, you need, in order to be a true biker, you need to have the blackest of black helmets, right? But you guys know from my other video, I've always been on the punk side of things, the rebel side of things, so I'm definitely down to do things different. I'm definitely down to shake it up, so this is definitely shaking it up a little bit when it comes to being a biker. Alright, so thing number 4 that I like, and this is like a really subtle detail. Like, you guys are probably gonna laugh at me for even making this one of the topics, but I like that on the visor they included this like little like latch right here that makes it really easy to just throw the visor up when you need to. And I thought that was like a nice little touch. And it's just like the little things like that, you know, that keep me excited about a company like Simpson, you know? So it's like just something like that saves me like 5 seconds of fumbling around with my visor when I need to. I just throw it right up with this thing. So I like that Simpson is still making these like little improvements to like perfecting this helmet of the Ghost Bandit. So it's a good one. Ah, yes, New York. We love you. Alright, so our final thing number 5 that I like about the Simpson Ghost Bandit Revolt. Ooh, check that out. I really like that the company of Simpson like takes the time to interact like with their customer base. And so what I mean by that is like Simpson has a really good social media presence, and people tag them and stuff all the time. Like, they're probably getting tagged and stuff like at least 100 times a day, right? Which I can imagine is pretty overwhelming for whoever's running that Instagram. But they still manage to like, anytime they see their helmet or they see themselves represented, they will take the time to like at least leave a comment or at least like what it is and just like say what's up, which I think is like kind of amazing. Like, I've even posted things before where like I have the helmet on, or even without the helmet, I've just like posted the bike before and like I'm not tagging them or anything, and they'll still like it and like comment and everything. And like, you know, it's like really cool that that they will engage with their customers in that regard, you know, because there's definitely a lot of companies out there. Whoops, car alarm set off. One. There's definitely a lot of companies out there where like even when you like tag them in stuff that's like they are the focal point of that picture or whatever, they will not even acknowledge you. They will not even like hit you up and say thanks or whatever, you know. But Simpson is definitely one of those companies where like, you know, they take the time to like recognize their customer base and say what's up. Ooh, let me stop doing this. That is the NYPD up ahead. And they do not like lane splitting. So like that's my 5 things, but I should mention some things that you know, obviously there is a downside to rocking this helmet, so I will go through a couple of those things. like I said, there's not too many people that are rocking this helmet, so like I get recognized a lot. I'll get hit up on Instagram by someone being like, yo dude, I saw you flying down the northern state. And I'm like, yo, you sure it was me? And then sure enough, like someone will send the picture of me riding, and I'm like, oh yeah dude, that's me. So it's like wearing this helmet makes me very, very, very recognizable. Which is cool. You know, it's cool that I have like my own little like stamp on things. It's cool that like when I roll through with this helmet, you know it's me. But on that note, the downside of that is like, you know, like before, I'm riding up the side, I'm splitting lanes or whatever. If the NYPD is having a bad day and they see that, then all they have to do is just hit up whatever cop is like a mile down the road on the radio and be like, yo, you need to pull over the black Dyna with the high vis stars and stripes helmet. And like there's not gonna be anyone else like with that. So, you know, like wearing a helmet like this that's like this loud definitely defeats the whole no face no case thing. You know, like you're gonna be recognized. It calls a lot of attention to yourself, which is, you know, what you're trying to do because you want to be seen. You guys know me, I'm never really doing anything that's that bad, right? Low-key bridge lane split. Low-key NYC lane split. But if you're someone who, for whatever reason, doesn't want to be recognized, probably not the helmet for you. Other thing, and you know, I think I've mentioned this before in my other video, but like the, it's a very, very loud helmet. So like if you're hitting speeds above 60 miles per hour, the wind noise is very loud, to the point where like between the Fab 28 pipe and the wind noise from this helmet, like if I'm ever doing freeway riding, I'm always wearing earplugs these days just because it's that loud. So like that's a downside of the helmet. It's super loud. It's super loud. You know, I think most people know that about this helmet. Most people know what they're getting themselves into. But like that's really the only downsides, you know. Like I find that in the price point that it comes in at, it's 100% worth the price. Like this is a quality helmet. You know, I feel safe and protected with it. So the day that I do go down, you know, I'm fine with. I'm going to be happy to be wearing this helmet. But that's really it, man. Shout out to Simpson. You know, keep on doing your thing. I'm looking forward to seeing what designs they come out with next. Alright, yeah, so that's really it. If you have any questions specifically about the Revolt or the Ghost Bandit in general, you know, I've put a whole lot of miles on this helmet, so I could definitely answer them. But I'm gonna close it out here. As always, thank you for watching, and BK Low is out.